2022's heavily anticipated Prey was the latest installment in the Predator franchise and presented audiences with an all-new look to the Yautja. The so-called feral deviated massively from the physical appearance of the original and caused clear division amongst the fanbase. As a result, I feel compelled to raise a controversial question. Have Yautja Creature Designs become worse over time? In order to answer this question, we must first revisit the original interpretation of the character, which graced our cinemas in 1987. After the laughable initial concept for the creature was rejected, Winston was employed to redesign the film's antagonist. His reimagining introduced audiences to an alien creature of the likes we have never seen before. This towering hunter possessed reptilian skin, strange sweeping dreadlock appendages, menacing mandibles, and piercing demonic eyes. It presented us with a series of juxtapositions that merged a primal-looking creature with futuristic alien technology. The odd confluence left spectators questioning the nature of this being. Was it an undiscovered predatory cryptid, a murderous jungle wraith, or an alien cyborg invader? Whatever it was, one thing was clear. It looks absolutely awesome and has since become an iconic marvel of the science fiction genre. So if its design was so successful, why has the recent movie moved so far away from it? In fairness, Prey was not the only film to alter this winning formula, and the shift from the original appearance has been a steady process over the years. My first point of contention with the more recent films is with the dreadlock appendages. The first film presented these as thick dark growths that were around shoulder length, but by 2004's AVP they were significantly longer, which overwhelmed the character. Prey continued with the lengthier appendages, yet made them thinner, which resulted in them resembling a series of TV cables. However, for me, the worst presentation of the appendage was in 2018's The Predator, which took the idea of dreadlock literally and had them look like human hair. Of course, this was because the DNA of the fugitive was supposedly spliced with that of a human's. However, in any case, it was as bad as the concept behind it. The mouth area and mandibles have also proven to be problematic over the decades. Originally, the tusks would neatly fold over the gums and serve as lips. In subsequent films, they seldom offer the same coverage, giving the creatures an agape mouth which perpetually expose their gums. However, my biggest issue with this area is around the cheeks. In an attempt to make the Yautja more intimidating, later designs had the jaws open wider, but upon closing, the excess rubber required for this effect would fold upon itself, giving the creature strange flaps of skin around the face. The worst culprits of this were the fugitive and Scar, which both gave the impression of animatronic models that lacked any veracity as alien beasts. The Yautja subspecies known as the super predators had alternate mouth designs that exaggerated the mandibles, which overemphasized this feature and resembled lobster arms. Additionally, the eyes have also been difficult areas for effects teams over the years, dating back to Predator 2. Winston's initial creature possessed beady demonic eyes that were fairly concealed by its brow, which gave it a menacing scowl. In time, the eyes have become less intimidating, as can be seen with the fugitive, who looked like it was wearing overly colourful contact lenses. AVP would continue to make a catalogue of design errors by trying to anthropomorphise the aliens, giving them more human-looking eyes that resulted in a comedic effect. Perhaps the biggest changes came with the feral, which did not only seem bug-eyed, but also had them repositioned so that they were further apart. I feel that this was remiss, as predatory creatures have very forward-facing eyes to home in on their kill, whilst prey animals have them on the sides of their face, enhancing their peripheral vision to evade attackers. The overall head shape of these creatures has also differed massively, with Predator 2 starting the larger cranium trend, which Predators continued in 2010. The latest movie has significantly diminished the head size to give the alien a more proportionate anatomy. Despite this, I still feel that the first film had the best head-to-body ratio of them all, as it made the creature seem believable whilst looking otherworldly. In regards to the bodies of these characters, we have seen huge disparities. Kevin Peter Hall's Jungle Hunter was presented as a clammy reptilian-skinned alien that was constantly secreting this fluid that made the creature look as if it was always sweating. This made complete sense as a cooling mechanism for a creature that was from a far hotter world and needed to keep itself cool. However, later versions of the Yautja seem to have forgotten about this feature, and as a result, some of them literally look like a fish out of water with dry, scaly skin. This may be because these individuals have visited colder climates, but the resulting appearance looks awful. For me, this wet alien look was such a defining feature of the Jungle Hunter that needs to return. Additionally, the first Predator was portrayed as a graceful and slender creature that still looked incredibly powerful without being overly muscular. Conversely, the sequels have adopted the bigger is better approach and have given us bulkier beings in AVP, the larger subspecies in Predators, and the oversized evolved monstrosity in the Predator. Prey continued to add mass to these creatures by presenting us with an immensely muscular Yautja. My question is, why does an alien killer require such developed muscularity? Would large muscles actually hinder a being that needs to navigate through trees and silently stalk its quarry? Perhaps a Yautja's fast-twitch muscle fibers and life on a planet with a stronger gravitational force negate the need for a bodybuilding regime. I feel like we are humanizing these characters and that this evolution is a change for the worse. The Jungle Hunter's body looked impressive enough the way it was, much like how a lion is already terrifying without needing to increase its musculature. Therefore, I feel that adding more size has transformed this once terrifying alien assassin into an over-the-top action movie monster. Finally, the last element of the Yautja design that I wish to question is the costume. Originally, the Jungle Hunter possessed minimal armour to protect vulnerable areas while still making the hunt challenging. However, AVP presented its creatures with heavy body armour that perhaps offered more protection against the xenomorphs during the initiation hunts. Ultimately, this armour looks clunky and made the creatures less mobile. Recent video games have also presented us with characters that have very ornate biomass that are inspired by the creatures they hunt. This can be seen with the Serpent Hunter from Aliens vs Predator, as well as the Samurai and Viking Predators from Hunting Grounds. For me, these designs are far too obvious and borrow too heavily from Earth's greatest warriors, resulting in something that almost looks like a fancy dress outfit. When it comes to Yautja armour, I feel like less is more, and any inspiration taken from their prey must be subtle and not dominate their costume design. This was perfectly achieved by Greyback in Predator 2, who had trophies taken from its kills that decorated its attire. I will maintain that the original Yautja design looks awesome and alien because it was unfamiliar. However, the more we attach familiar aesthetics to them and deviate from their initial concept, the less awesome they will look. Despite having over 30 years of Yautja to choose from, I still feel like the Jungle and City Hunters are the superior designs. Aside from these, Wolf from AVPR was the only other Predator that came close to the originals and gave us subtle hints to his elite ranking. Outside of these three individuals, I have been left feeling very uninspired by so many of the other cinematic Predators. I can only speak for myself, but in my opinion, Yautja Creature Designs have become worse over time. Please express your opinions on the evolution of these characters in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video and this 4-part series, then please suggest other questions about the Yautja that you would like me to explore. If I get enough demand, I will return with a season 2 of this series where I will answer your questions.